photographers. Photos will be given on request. Ladies and gentlemen, please take note that once the carnival procession reaches the venue, we kindly request that you stand to welcome them. Please rise for the carnival procession. I repeat, please rise for the carnival procession.
I declare the second annual convocation of XLRI Delhi-NCR open. Now we will have the lighting of the lamp, followed by prayer.
Satta
XLRI Board of Governors, Father S. George, to present a bouquet to our Chief Guest, Dr. Pushkumar Joshi. I request our Director, Father K.S. Casimir, to present a bouquet to our guest of honor, Mr. Samir Chadha. I request our Dean Academics, Dr. Rajiv Roy, to present a bouquet to our Vice Chairman, Father S. George. I request our Director, Father K.S. Casimir, to present a bouquet to the Jamshedpur Provincial, Father Jerome Kutima.
Now, I call upon the Director, Father K.S. Casimir, to introduce the Chief Guest, the Guest of Honor, and to present his report.
President Maruti Suzuki India Limited, faculty colleagues, graduating students, members of the press and media, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second annual convocation at XLRI Delhi-NCR, organized for the 2021-23 batch. It's indeed fortunate that this year, beginning in October, we have the added privilege of celebrating the Platinum Jubilee of educating young minds through two robust campuses that combine the experience of the old campus in Jamshedpur with the enthusiasm of the new campus in Delhi-NCR. It's a step in the right direction to continue the dream envisioned by a small group of Jamshedpur Jesuits to bring about a positive change in the world. We thank our Chairman, Mr. T.V. Narendran, CEO and Managing Director of Tata Steel, for his constant, unfailing and enlightened support for XLRI to rise higher and higher. Today, I would like to sincerely thank our Chief Guest, Dr. Pushkumar Joshi, for joining us this evening. A business leader with over 36 years of experience in the oil and gas industry, he has held key leadership positions in the corporate, marketing and refinery divisions and contributed to strategic decision-making, driving growth and diversification into new business areas of HPCL. Dr. Joshi is an alumnus of XLRI Jamshedpur and completed his doctorate in leadership development from Andhra University. He is a member of the Board of Directors of HPCL and currently serving as Chairman and Managing Director since May 2022. Under his leadership, HPCL is formulating an integrated transitional roadmap for transforming itself into a clean and green energy company. We are grateful to have Mr. Samit Chadda this evening as our guest of honor. A seasoned business leader, Mr. Chadda is the Chief Executive Officer of KPMG Global Services. During his career spanning over 30 years, he has held several strategic leadership roles with third-party service providers and offshoring facilities of major multinational organizations. An institute is built by its students, and XLRI is no different. The grit and determination displayed by the outgoing batch in the face of the pandemic is evident in the resilience shown across the 2 years of the program. Initially, he joined the course online and then gradually moved to in-person classes. In a way, the delayed gratification of enjoying life on campus has instilled in you the ability to wait for better opportunities. I congratulate each of you on your life-changing decision to join XLRI Delhi-NCR. Before moving on to the highlights of our achievement this year, I would like to take a moment and express my deepest condolences for the loss of Dr. J.J. Irani, who was the chairman of XLRI from 1993 to 2003, and Dr. Bhushan L. Raina, who served as alumni president and board member. May their guiding light continue to lead us in the right direction. To impart quality education on par with the continuing XLRI standards, we now have a strength of 17 full-time faculty members. By the end of the ongoing academic year, we endeavor to increase this number to 24. Along with them, our students also benefit from the experience of industry experts and other seasoned visiting faculty members from Jamshedpur as required. In continuation of a contribution to the body of rigorous academic research, this academic year, our faculty members have a combined tally of 17 publications, of which 8 appear in ABDC A and A-star category journals. To provide a more holistic teaching learning experience this academic year, we have added 4 more electives and redesigned 2 previous courses for the benefit of our students. All the combined efforts of the students and the faculty bore fruit in the unparalleled success of our students during the placement process this year. I am delighted to share that we have successfully achieved 100% placements for the outgoing batch of 2021-23. The average salary for the 107 students of the Delhi-NCR batch stood at 31.81 lakh rupees per annum. The average salary increased by 15.35% since the last year. The highest domestic offer stands at 79.57 lakh rupees per annum. On comparative analysis, we are in the top 10 with regard to placement. For this enormous effort, I thank Professor Kanagaraj, Professor Sawyer, and the placement team for their relentless efforts. I thank all the recruiters who participated in the process and recruited our students. This year, the focus has been to establish the capability of NCR campus to design, develop, and deliver cutting-edge, contemporary, and futuristic NDP programs across functional domains. We have been able to do that quite successfully by leveraging our deep corporate relationships, a network of eminent domain experts, and by bringing in a startup mindset to this vertical. A consistent effort has also been made to deepen engagements with industry leaders in the NCR region in particular. In the domain of EMDP, we have launched the second batch of the 120-hour program spread over 10 months on HR digital transformation and people analytics, 102-hour programs on senior HR leadership for the organization of the future. And we have added one more marketing partner for our EMDP by signing an agreement with Messrs. New Learn. The XLRI Council for Entrepreneurship and Excellence and Development, XCE, has successfully launched the 2-year postgraduate diploma program focused on entrepreneurship. The first batch of this course has a size of 41 and is among the largest in terms of B-School offering similar courses in India. During the inauguration, representatives of many XLRI's ecosystem partners, including Indian Angel Network, Jagrati Yatra, Microsoft, Vakil Search, Lloyd, Capita, Fund Enable, Inflection Point Ventures, and others shared their thoughts. This full-time AICTE-approved course in entrepreneurship offers structured long-term support for aspiring entrepreneurs by combining management education with incubation or acceleration. It approaches management education from the viewpoint of startups and is designed to deliver learning which is relevant and practical to entrepreneurs. Under the auspices of XCE, Mr. Raman Roy, regarded as the father of Indian BPO, inaugurated the XLRI Delhi-NCR campus incubator, which features a 100-seater amphitheater for startups, 2 huddle rooms, 3 conference rooms, a 3D whiteboard for ideation, 12 workstations, lounge area for informal discussion, and large touchscreen TV for video conference. IEB Ventures. In this period of 1 year, several student ventures came into being, including Privac, Body 360, Zevatcard, Passionaire, Startup Crowdfunding, Gamers of India, Juicy, Norbits. Moving on to the Center for Gender Equality and Inclusive Leadership, CGIL, launched in 2021. It is an emerging center studying and investigating factors influencing gender equity, diversity, and inclusion at work. CGIL also plans to act as a bridge between scholars, practitioners, activists, and the corporate world to promote the enhancement of women's participation in economic activities and foster leadership among women to improve gender equality in India. J.K. Rowling famously said, "When in doubt, go to the library." To make the experience worthwhile, we are continuously upgrading our library. The strength of our library is its continued subscription to the digital collection of databases, Harvard cases, simulation, articles, e-journals, and e-tools, accessible from any networked computer on the campus. XLRI Center for Public Policy. XLCB continued with its global policy lecture series and hosted a panel of 3 eminent public health specialists. Dr. K.P. Kochar from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, Dr. Abha Mahendrata from the Center for Global Development, and Dr. David Jones, Professor of the Culture of Medicine, Harvard University. The panel deliberated upon the role of the humanities in healthcare management and delivery and the need for sustainable post-pandemic healthcare policies. In continuation of the services rendered in the previous year, the SAC of XLRI Delhi-NCR coordinated over 35 student committees and interest groups and facilitated over 100 online and offline events throughout the academic year, giving all the students an opportunity to organize, engage, and participate in top-notch management, sporting, and cultural activities, where it's also attracting participation from other premier schools in the country and sponsorship from big brands and companies. In addition, once again, XLRI Delhi-NCR witnessed a host of cultural activities that brought the campus alive throughout the year. Now, I'd like to congratulate the medal awardees. Ms. Yudhvir Malik and Ms. Ada Shah scored the highest CQPI among men and women, respectively. Mr. Rishikesh Pramod Nair is the best all-rounder student. I'd like to congratulate the top 5 rank holders: Yudhvir Malik, Arasha, Neil Modgil, Ganesh V, and Akshay Puli. Congratulations to Jaydeep P. Patel on bagging the IDFC First Bank Scholarship and to Mudit Milender on winning the Mire Asset Foundation Scholarship and T. Thomas Scholarship. I'd like to congratulate the batch of 2023 on the numerous awards won during this academic year. I'll mention just a few of them. Ishita Kave, Prachi Chawla, and Shivam Pandu won the Mass Innovation Launchpad Case Competition. Robinson was awarded the first position for submitting an article titled Digital Twins in Supply Chain for Momentum. The article published in Momentum's December 2022 Global Supply Chain Management Edition. Vikramji Pai, Tripta Garai, and Spandan Sardar were the national winners of Diageo Best Spirited, having more than 3,200 participants from B schools all over the country winning iPads as prizes. Jagdev Singh Anand, Monish Shibu Mamen, and Raunak Barbadish secured the second position in the Diageo Best Spirited Business Challenge among the more than 3,200 teams. I am further delighted to announce that 6 second-year students of business management went on international student exchange to France from September to December 2022. On this occasion, I warmly congratulate Professor Narasimhan Rajkumar on his dedicated service for 15 long years. Finally, I am happy to announce that the on-campus residential facilities for the staff and faculty members are now operational. Once again, I welcome you all to the second annual Convocation of XLRI Delhi-NCR and wish you, dear students, all the best for your future endeavors. May God bless each of you. Now, I request Father George, Vice Chairperson of XLRI Board of Governors, to address the graduating students.
Our chief guest, Dr. Pushp Kumar Joshi, guest of honor, Mr. Samir Chadha, Father Jerry Kitina, President of Jamshedpur Jesuit Society, members of the governing board of XLRI, esteemed alumni members, corporate dignitaries, Mr. Salil B. Haridwar, CHRO, Executive Vice President, Maruti Suzuki India Limited, Mr. Gopal Krishnan, Country Manager, TCS, faculty colleagues, graduating students, members of the press and media, parents, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. In the mountain, people claim a mountaineer exercise. After long years of observation, they found there are three kinds of people. The first one, very enthusiastic, buy the track shoes, all the necessary things, buy the Nike shoe. They will start climbing. After some time, the first time some problem comes in, some difficulties, they just give up. So the first type is quitters. Unfortunately, in the general population, it goes up to 60 to 70%. They initiate, motivated, some problems, some challenges, they quit. The second type of people, what they have observed is, they are the campers. They climb significantly, then they find some beautiful place, they put the camp and settle. No more climbing. Eventually, they are also quitters. It's a third type of people, which is usually in the general population less than 10%. They are the climbers. They never give up, they take rest, then move forward. One peak is reached, they don't settle because there are so many peaks to climb. They continuously move forward and they are the climbers. You are all graduating students, you are all climbers so far because you have completed, reached one peak. The temptation is you may become campers. Okay, enough is enough, let me settle down. If that happens, what will happen is that is almost like a death takes place immediately, funeral is after 20 years, right? So always keep in mind, you be a climber, always set goal, move forward. And another three kinds of people they observe in prison. Of course, in real life also we see them. First, especially the prisoners who were sentenced to death. As they move forward towards their last minute death, the first time they resist, they cry, shout, yell, say, I am innocent, save me. They are the people, resistors, who are continuously crying, wailing. Then second type of people, they have just given up everything. Just they withdraw themselves, very quiet, as if death has taken place much before. Very quiet, and you might have in 1980s, 70s, there were two criminals, Billa and Ranga. The Ranga was behaving like the first type, crying, wailing. Whereas Billa was second type, totally withdrawn, given up, very quietly went and they hanged him. Then they observed the third kind of people. They go to the death stand with a smile, with a sense of fulfillment. And literally, classical example is Bhagat Singh. He literally kissed the rope, then died. Because for them, death is not an end. It is a glory. It is a crescendo of life. It is a celebration. Invariably, the first three types I said, the climbers are the people who behave like third type. A sense of fulfillment because they have done. They lived their life. Whereas campers and quitters, they became spectator of their own life. And the last triad is the levels of happiness. There are three levels of happiness. The first level, of course, pleasure. Partying, it's also happiness, but it is first level. Children up to 13, they know happiness will be at that level. Pleasure, eating, drinking, dancing, something, whatever is pleasurable things. And the second level of happiness is, by the time you are an adolescent, many find out their passion. This is what gives that I am talented. This is a gift I have. Either they become great readers, writers, singers, and they cultivate. That is, if you found, then you also have second level of happiness. And the third one is a person living meaningful life. That means what? A person who makes a significant change in the life of others. The first two levels of happiness is about self-fulfillment, individualistic. Whereas the third one is related with other people. If you look at all the three triads, it's the climbers why they can keep on climbing because they are living life of a purpose. That is the reason the second triad, they are able to face their death with a sense of fulfillment and achievement. And today, my wish is all you graduating students remain always climbers. May God bless you. Thank you. To read the citation for the Father E. Abraham Medal for Management and Industrial Development.
The Father E. Abraham Medal for Management and Industrial Development, awarded by XLRI, Xavier School of Management, Delhi-NCR, to Dr. Pushp Kumar Joshi. Citation: an enterprising business leader with numerous laurels, Distinguished Alumni Award, Lifetime Achievement by his alma mater XLRI Jamshedpur, Dr. Pushp Kumar Joshi epitomizes the ideals of this award throughout his astounding professional career in the oil and gas industry. A long-serving member of the Board of Directors of HPCL, Dr. Joshi's proven business acumen led him to take charge as Chairman and Managing Director of Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, effective May 2022. His sagacity enabled him to hold key portfolios and, through his exemplary leadership skills, is transforming HPCL into a clean and green energy company. Under his able stewardship as a board member, HPCL attained the stature of a Maharatna company recently. Dr. Joshi's erudition earned him a doctorate in leadership development from Andhra University and post-graduation in human resource management from XLRI Jamshedpur. His astuteness enables him to serve in the capacity of a member of governing councils of the Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology, and the Administrative Staff College of India. He has been invested in overseeing the creation and implementation of key transformational initiatives such as HP Possible, Project Akshay, and Nuvantage that have built an agile and future-ready workforce aligned to the vision, mission, and strategy of HPCL. In incontrovertible appreciation of his steadfast commitment to the high standards of business leadership and his cornucopia of initiatives throughout his professional career, XLRI Delhi-NCR is honored to present the Father E. Abraham Medal for Management and Industrial Development to Dr. Pushp Kumar Joshi for being an inspiration to others. Given in Delhi-NCR at the second convocation, this 29th day of April 2023. I now request our Vice Chairman, Father S. George, to hand over the Father E. Abraham Medal for Management and Industrial Development to our Chief Guest, Dr. Pushp Kumar Joshi.
I now call upon Dr. Pushp Kumar Joshi to give his convocation address.
Respected Father Director, XLRI NCR Campus, respected Father Director, XLRI Jamshedpur, guest of honor for today, Mrs. Amit Chadha, Dean Academics, Professor Rajiv Roy, esteemed faculty members, board members of XLRI, the celebrities of today, the graduating students, the proud parents, my dear colleagues, very good evening to all of you. In fact, what had happened was that I came into this campus about an hour ago, and while we were having these preparatory discussions, there was one warning given to me that the time allotted to you is this much. And also, like everything brilliantly which XLRI does strategically, what was done is that these speeches were put before the ceremony so that you are actually bound by your chairs to listen to us. But nevertheless, I would not take undue advantage of the circumstances. But truth be told, friends, when I came in, I had mixed feelings. And what I was trying to point or sort of identify those feelings, finally what I could think of, that one is the feeling of envy. I actually envy you guys that today you are in this situation. Today you're going to enter into such a brilliant phase of your life, such an exciting phase of your life. I wish I was there in your place. Not that I wish you were here, but I wish I was sitting there to start this journey all over again. It's such a wonderful thing which you're going to do. At the same time, the second feeling was that I was feeling somewhere that about 3.5 decades ago, when I was in this situation, I did not actually fully utilize the opportunity which was afforded to me at that time. This opportunity which is afforded to us at this critical moment in our life is so significant. It actually provides us a kind of pit stop where we step back and actually think that the new phase in our life is what we can do, how we can go about in this new phase. In our rich Indian tradition, there are 16 sanskaras in a human life. And one of the most critical sanskara, and this sanskar is sanskar number 12, which is called Samavartan. Samavartan means convocation. So in our tradition also, there was a lot of importance given to this sanskar, to this day, which is Samavartan, which is this convocation. So why I was feeling bad was that I felt somewhere that I did not fully utilize this opportunity, use this as a pit stop in thinking that how I can be the torchbearer of the society, how I can contribute in the society, how I could have done better in navigating my journey in life. And one thing which came to my mind was that I was too lost at that time in what are my immediate priorities. My immediate priorities in terms of job, in terms of career, in terms of things like that which were occupying at that time my mind. This occasion actually gives us an opportunity to recalibrate and think what is the purpose of our future journey. What is the purpose which I want to make out of this journey which I am going to start now? And obviously the purpose cannot be narrow, a segmental purpose that I will do well in my career, or I will have enough resources, or I will have material success, or I will have whatever. It cannot be a segmental or a narrow purpose, which I thought I should have given more weightage or more thought to that at that time. Because looking back, I feel that the journey can be more fruitful if we decide our purpose, that what is going to be my purpose from now onward in the phase of journey which I am entering into. Because as I said, this is a very important milestone. Now, when we talk about purpose, this will keep on evolving. But you will have to spare some thought and make for yourself that what is going to be your purpose. In fact, a very famous quantum physicist, Richard Feynman, very famous, very renowned quantum physicist. Now, he was pestered that, okay, you kindly come, give lecture, and things like that. So, this was way back in 1962, I think. He was called to take a class in Calcutta on physics. So he agreed, okay, he said that, okay, I will take this, but then you do whatever future I will not be able to spare because I'm getting old and things like that. And he started that lecture, very significant lecture. He started that lecture, of course he was talking in terms of physics that time, and he said that I will pose a question to you. And the question would be that if all the information about the physics, the subject physics, is lost, and you have the possibility of retaining only one information remaining, all others is lost, what would that be as far as physics is concerned? I would leave it to your curiosity to find out what was the answer he gave at that time. But taking a clue from that, if we were to take that question today in terms of our corporate lives and our future journey in our career, if we were to pose that question to ourselves today and say that whatever we have learned, whatever we have acquired, and not so much for you but for people of my generation, if that question was posed to us, that what is the one information or one knowledge you would keep out of all these corporate career and things like that, my answer to that would be that life is much bigger and broader than the corporate career. Corporate career is one subset of your life. Unfortunately, our identities become our visiting cards. Our visiting cards are our identity. Our lives and how we define and introduce ourselves is only the corporate designation which we hold. More often than not, that becomes our sort of identity. And when you, as I requested, that when you think about the purpose, keep these two factors in mind. One is that this is only a subset of your life. Your corporate career, wherever you will work, is only one subset of your life. There are far bigger things in life which are equally important. So, if one has to traverse this journey, smoothly, or enrichingly, or having a fulfillment, then one has to keep this in mind that we are not only the corporate roles which we perform. Because you will have to answer this question that why do we work? Actually, I have been grappling with that question for quite some time, in fact for decades, that why do we actually work? Now, a socially acceptable answer to that would be that I work to earn my livelihood. I work to, have a satisfactory life, some kind of achievement and things like that. But looking back, if you think that is that the only reason for which we work, I think reasons would be much broader than this. So therefore, what is important is that we use this occasion to have this kind of introspection and decide for us that what would be our purpose going forward in life. Second would be, we will have to be aware of this fact that my corporate life or my professional life is one subset of my personality. It is not a total personality. In fact, it was a very pleasant coincidence that respected father talked about triads, and I thought I will also talk about one such triad. And that triad is actually, one can see that there are three buckets or three quantas in our journey of life, in successful transition in going forward. And those three things are that first, it is definitely important that we have good IQ. We have cognitive intelligence. It is extremely important. And that helps us, because that is a threshold that helps us to go further successfully in our life. The second component is EQ, that is emotional intelligence. That also, once you go to middle management roles, once you go to senior management roles, EQ would play an equally important role. IQ and EQ together would make you successful leaders or successful persons. But to achieve your ultimate purpose, to achieve that kind of fulfillment as a human being, the third element is also important to my mind, and that is SQ, spiritual quotient. That is also necessary, that is also important, because maybe a decade and a half ago, if somebody talked about EQ from a platform, he was taken with a pinch of salt and said that okay, it is only the IQ which takes you further and things like that. EQ may be good to have competency, but today the situation has changed, and I feel that in coming years to come, SQ also would find that place on the table, because ultimately that is also important, and that connects us back to having a purpose, and as respected Father Director was mentioning, a purpose which is bigger, which is beyond us, which is actually taking into account our whole environment. So friends, these are the things which I wanted to mention, and believe me, my daughters keep on telling me that I have this tendency of giving gyan, and they keep on telling me that why should you go out of house and give your gyan? Because when I start giving them gyan, what happens is they would invite me very happily to give gyan at the time they want to go to sleep. Because there is something peculiar about my voice. Actually, it puts people off to sleep. So they told me, be careful also, that while you are in the house giving us gyan, give gyan to us till we go to sleep. But when you go outside, just stop before you feel that people will now go to the sleep. So I think I am conscious of those kind of factors also. So I don't want to give gyan further, but I just want to add one last thing, that nothing, and this is a simple and straightforward thing, that nothing in life comes without hard work, without effort. We can decide to float on past glory. We can decide to float in this journey basis whatever we have inherited, whatever circumstances we have got, but unless we swing, we will not be able to achieve. Even those three things which I said, IQ, EQ and SQ, they would only come if we put in efforts in all these three buckets and put sincere and genuine efforts. I end by expressing my gratitude to XLRI for giving me this honor, giving me this medal, because I feel I'm just a medium. In fact, by honoring me, XLRI spirit, the XLRI culture is being honored. It is only through me that this is honored, because it is this XLRI culture, it is that XLRI spirit which has taken XLRI to the place where it is and would take, with your contribution, XLRI to next 100 years in such speed and with such glory. So I once again thank all of you very much for giving me this opportunity. May God bless all of us, and a very good evening to all of you.
Thank you, sir, for the enlightening address. Now I call upon Professor Satish Agrawal to introduce the guest of honor, Mr. Samir Chadha.
Thank you, Rachna. Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. Samir Chadha, who has graciously accepted our invitation to join us today here. Mr. Chadha is a highly accomplished individual. At present, he is the partner and chief executive officer at KPMG Global Services Management Private Limited. After completing his bachelor's degree from Sri Ram College of Commerce and CA, he began his career with a 3-year stint at Nestle before moving into the services space. In his illustrious career spanning over 30 years, he has held several strategic leadership roles with third-party service providers and offshoring captives of major multinational organizations. In his present job, he is responsible for the overall management and accountability of the platform. His vision is for the platform to be a global strategic asset for the KPMG firms, delivering superior value and helping them and their clients succeed. Mr. Chadha held various senior leadership positions, typically joining businesses at their initial stages of operation and then help them grow miles and bounds. Prior to KPMG, he spent 8 years with Barclays Shared Services, initially as the COO and then CEO for about 6 years. He was also Senior Vice President at Lehman Brothers Captive, responsible for mortgage operations, Vice President at First Source Solutions, and Bank of America for 8 years as Head of Consumer Banking Operations. Sir, it is our honor to have you with us, and we would like you to welcome again on behalf of our institute to join us in this momentous occasion. Please, sir. Thank you so much.
Just checking, I'm audible? Yes. That means you're also paying attention to what I'm saying. Thank you. Professor Chadha, thank you for that. Made me sound much more important than I feel, but I appreciate that. Father Kashmir, Father George, Dr. Joshi, and Dr. Roy, and everybody else who I shared the dais with, to all the faculty members of XLRI, to all the family members to whom this must be a super proud moment, right? My son is soon going to be hopefully on this side of the fence, and I will be on that side of the fence. So I can imagine the pride they're all facing, and of course, the star of the show today, the graduating batch, right? I must also say, Dr. Joshi, that you're not the only privileged parent whose children feel they give gyan. I'm in exactly the same situation with my children. In fact, apart from my children, my wife also often tells me that. So we are actually in the same boat on that count as well. I'm just going to give you, as my introduction said, I've worked for 30 plus years. I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice, messages, and I'm going to narrate one story in the end, which I hope resonates with you. It's something which has stayed with me ever since I've heard it. The first piece is this: that in the current world that we are living in of instant gratification on everything, you post something on social media, the likes are flowing almost instantly. The reactions are flowing instantly. You feel hungry, Zomato is sitting there, Swiggy is sitting there, you can order food any time that you want. You want to binge watch a movie or a series, switch on any of the OTT channels and everything is available on demand. So we are all used to a life where instant gratification has become something that we take for granted. But there are some things in life which can't happen easily and some things in life which do take time, and one of them is building careers. All of you are now embarking upon building a career, and building careers takes patience. Please understand that and internalize it, because else you will always be in that conflict of wanting to move at a speed faster than what you feel that an organization is allowing you. But building careers takes time, and as Dr. Joshi said, hard work, putting in the effort and putting in the time is something that is required to build a career. That's the first piece of advice I'd like to give. The second is you've reached an important milestone in your academic learning. But learning actually is an ongoing journey. It sounds cliched, but the fact is you're all moving into a world where currently things change so quickly that one of the skill sets you have to have is the ability to deal with ambiguity. What is happening currently, a phrase which I'm sure everybody resonates with, is ChatGPT. What is artificial intelligence doing? What is generative language models of generative AI doing? Life is moving so fast, right, that unless you keep yourself abreast of what is happening, you will soon find that it is moving past you. So all I would say is, don't think of this as the end of anything. Think of it as the continuum and the beginning of a continuum of learning that you have to do for, frankly, the rest of your life. Be a student for life. And you know, this generation is fortunate in the sense that you have access to learning at such a scale and with such ease that definitely my generation didn't have it. So please invest the time. Learning doesn't have to be formal like what you've just done. It can be informal. It can be reading. It can be talking to people, and it can be a number of things that enhance your knowledge and awareness of what is happening around you. So always remember that learning should never stop. The third thing is something I heard at a conference, and it's called the equation of performance. And the equation is as follows. Performance is equal to potential minus interference. And what is interference? Interference is everything that comes in the way of you performing. And I can tell you, from a professional point of view, one thing that often comes in the way of you progressing to your potential is self-doubt and a lack of belief in your own abilities. There is a voice sitting in your head when you get into a new job, when you get into a new role, when you change countries, when you change cities, and there's a voice in your head all the time talking, saying, will you be able to do this? What will people say about this? What happens if I don't succeed? It happens to everybody. It happens to me. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. And I would just tell you this, that at least when I have faced it in my career, I try to remember one thing, that people who have hired you, people who actually select you, they have seen something in you that they are actually hiring you for. And have the confidence that if they have the confidence in you, there is no reason why you should actually doubt your own abilities, right? It is only natural when you're doing change, as I said, a new job, a new role. It's only natural that you feel nervous, there are butterflies in your stomach, but my experience in life is you put your head down, you actually put the effort in, and mostly in at least professional life, things which seem to be big problems in the beginning don't appear to be so big with the passage of time. Oftentimes you will come across a point in time in a future journey, look back and say, gosh, I'm actually surprised I used to be so nervous about that and that. I'm not anymore. So that's the third thing. And the fourth, as I said, is the story I want to share with you, which, hopefully is a lesson that resonates with you like it did with me. The story is called Who Packed Your Parachute? And the story is about a US Navy pilot called Charles Plum. And this is a story very quoted on the internet, you can read it, that a US Navy pilot called Charles Plum in the Vietnam War was shot down, and he was a prisoner of war for 5 or 6 years. When he escaped, but when he was released, he was sitting in the US with his wife in a cafe, having a cup of coffee, and somebody came up to him and said, are you not Charles Plum? And he said, yes, I am. He said, were you not the person who actually got shot down and then, you were in a prisoner of war camp? He said, yes, of course. But how did you know who I am? Because I don't know who you are. And he said, I'm the person who packed your parachute. So what Charles Plum realized at that time that he always felt he was a fighter pilot, and therefore this person who packed his parachute was a sailor. And he felt, how many times would I have passed this person on the boat, on the ship, how many times would I have passed him, not even known who he was. But today I wouldn't be alive if it was not for him packing that parachute, which ultimately saved my life. The moral of the story is this. The moral of the story is that none of us in life can be successful without the effort of many, many, many people who get us to where we are today. All of you, the batch which is graduating, the sacrifices of your parents, the support of your family, the efforts of your professors, your friends, your mentors, they have all played an absolutely critical role for you to be sitting where you are today. And this is what is going to happen through the rest of your life. Never, the flip side of this is, if there is one trait that you can hold on to as you go through life, is humility. You must never forget that your success is not yours alone. Your success is the contributed success of many, many people. So you could be an individual star like Roger Federer or Nadal or whoever it is. Nobody in life succeeds without the support of many people around them all the time. And therefore, it's important that you stay grounded. It is important that you stay humble. And it's important that people appreciate you for who you are, not for the role that you hold. Because if you are getting respect because of the position you hold in life, that is an ephemeral thing. It is here today, it will be gone tomorrow. It's important that you always keep your ambitions high, but your feet should be firmly on the ground. Please always remember this. It's a story which has stayed with me ever since I've heard it. And again, if you want to know it a little more, you can, like I said, you can Google it. And in conclusion, I'll say this, that all of you are carrying your own personal journeys, and today is a very important milestone in that journey. So for achieving that milestone, congratulations, and for what lies ahead in the journey of your life, all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your time and for sharing your expertise with us. Your contribution to this event has been truly valuable. Now I request Father Casimir to felicitate the guest of honor with a memento and shot. Now, I call upon Professor Narasimhan Rajkumar to receive the Long Distinguished Service Medal for 15 years of dedicated service, and I request our Vice Chairman, Father S. George, to give away the medal. I request Dr. Rajiv Roy, our Dean Academics, to present the winners of academic excellence. I request Dr. Pushpamar Joshi to give away the medals.
XLRI medal for the best all-round student, sponsored by Maruti Udyog Limited. Rishikesh Pramod Nayak. XLRI medal for the best all-round woman student, sponsored by Maruti Udyog Limited. Ara Shah. CQPI in the Business Management Program sponsored by Maruti Udyog Limited, Yudhveer Malik.
I now call upon Dr. Rajiv Rai to administer the pledge to the graduating students.
All faculty members may please rise. On the recommendation of the faculty, the governing body is pleased to confer the 2-year postgraduate diploma in business management on 107 students. Faculty members, you may sit down. Graduating students, please rise for the pledge and repeat after me as I read it. We, the graduating students of XLRI, hereby pledge that, empowered with knowledge, the quest for which shall never end, we aspire to be responsible business leaders with integrity and honesty. We endorse the principles of responsible and ethical management and endeavor to work towards shaping an inclusive and sustainable global economy. We will refrain from corruption, unfair competition, or business practices harmful to society. As socially responsible citizens, we commit ourselves to bringing about equity and fairness to our organizations and to the society at large. We pledge to uphold the values of XLRI and shall always strive to apply our knowledge for the betterment of our society and bring glory to our institute. Graduating students, please take your seats.
I now call upon the Dean Academics, Dr. Rajiv Rai, to present the graduates with their diplomas.
All graduating students, please assemble in the aisle to my right and come up to the stage to receive the diploma from the chief guest and leave from the left. I will be calling out the names of the first 5 rank holders and the rest in alphabetical order. May I request the audience not to applaud the students individually, but to do so after all the students have received their diplomas.
आज घूमेगा तो बीच में आएगी, कैमरा घूमेगा तो बीच में आएगी।
Akshay Tuli, Akash Singhal, Aditya Moore, Akansha Sharma, Anav Agarwal, Anisha Mathur, Arman Gupta, Arun Ravishankar, Astha Deswal, Bhavya S. Ladhani, Dipanshu Reddu, Hiral Bhargava, Jagdish Singh Anand, Jaideep V. Patel, Juhi Sharma, Kasturi Manikya, Shri Sai Prasad, Kishan Agarwal, Monish Shibu Mamen, Nandish Singhal, Navendu Shekhar, Nilesh Gota, Nishtha Bansal, Pal Lal, Pavitra Sahai, Pulkit Mathur, Rachita Jain, Rishabh Raj Panda, Rohan Srivastav, Rohit Mirpuri, Runeet Kaur Arora, Salim Tavre, Sharad R, Sashwat Devra, Shravan Kashyap, Shrayanti Goswami, Shubham Ajmera, Siddhant Agarwal, Siddharth Gunecha, Simran Archandani, Srijit PR, Sanpreet Singh, Tripta Khade, Umang Beswal, Varsha Balkrishnan Pai, Vidushi Agarwal, Vikram G. Pai, Thank you, Dr. Joshi. I now request our guest of honor, Sameer Chadha, to give away the certificates for the graduating students of BM Section E. Abhishek. Aditi Roy. Aditya Vikram Ahuja. Akhtar Ahmad Sakhawala. Anant Rama Srivatsa Sarma Gorti, Ananya Singh, Anvesh Mishra, Apurva Singh, Aram Kumar Jain, Arnav Kumar, Dipinder Sehi, Ishita Kare, Himanshu Mishra, Jai Zaveri, Karan Chuk, Kaushal Basu, Kavya Shri M, Kiran Sai Bandarati, Kuldeep Krishna Goswami, Manogna S, Mudit Milind, Naveen Mishra, Nikhil Singh, Nikita Malik, Nitin Balasubramanian, Pawan Srinath, Piyush Ahuja, Prachi Chawla, Sanjay Rana, Raj Mohan Kohli, Rishikesh Pramod Nair, Rohit Chauhan, Ronak Barwadish, Sameer Gupta, Sayali Deepak Lindsay, Shivam Pandey, Shubham Tamaria, Shubhra Yadav, Siddharth Gupta, Soumya Ranjan Jena, Srinivas Azad Kapale, Sugandha Agarwal, Utkarsh Kumar, Vanya Bhatia, Venkatanand Bharadwaj Kala, Vibha A. Karat, Vishwanath Vaidyanathan, Vrinda Gupta, all graduating students may please rise. Besides the candidates who are present here, there are others who have been found qualified for award of the diploma, as the case may be, but could not attend the convocation. I now request the Vice Chairman, Father S. George, to confer on behalf of the Board of Governors of XLRI the postgraduate diploma in business management on these candidates who are present and on others who are absent in absentia.
By the authority vested in me as the Vice Chairman of the Board of Governors of XLRI, I award you the postgraduate diploma in business management, and I charge that by thought, word and deed, you prove yourselves worthy of the award.
On behalf of the XLRI community, I wish all the graduating students a successful and glorious career.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा विंध्य हिमाचल
Ladies and gentlemen, the second annual convocation of XLRI Delhi-NCR is closed.
Please remain standing till the Academy procession leaves the auditorium. Please be seated. As the ceremony has now come to an end, we would like to invite you all to join us for a dinner reception. The dinner will be served at different venues. Please take note of the following arrangements. I repeat, please take note of the following arrangements. For parents and students, dinner will be served at two venues, namely Central Hall and Hostel Dining Hall. Board members, alumni, faculty, staff and other invitees may proceed to Xavier Hall for dinner. Please feel free to ask any of our friendly ushers if you require assistance or directions to your respective dinner venue. Those who will be receiving certificates for contribution to XLRI will be sent to your hall. Thank you once again for joining us in the celebration, and we hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Recording stopped.